Welcome to the Hunt Test Hobo Podcast, your place for truckside chats and insights into the retriever game. Whether you're just getting started or you're a seasoned handler, this podcast is another resource for tips, tricks, and insights from both the amateurs and professional trainers' perspectives. Each week, we'll dive into the nitty-gritty of retriever training, sharing stories of success, overcoming challenges, and forging stronger bonds with our dogs. This is the Hunt Test Hobo Podcast. I'm Chris Rudd, your host, fellow retriever enthusiast, and student of the game. Let's dive in. Welcome to another episode of the Hunt Test Hobo Podcast. Hey, I hope you guys really enjoyed this upcoming episode. As I mentioned last week in the podcast, this was recorded right before the Grand with my good buddy, Clark Kennington. Some good news is winter did pass, which if you listen to the podcast, I had my doubts. She was just coming off a litter of puppies and had some bad habits that had to work through a little bit, but you know, she got her fifth pass, so it was a great Grand. It was honestly one of the more fun Grands that I've been a part of. I had Elon's Starlink internet set up, and we watched a lot of college and NFL football. And if you guys know about the Bears season, there's a lot of doubt about the Bears at the beginning of the year, but we had a good year. It was fun. It was really, really enjoyable. So anyway, enjoy this. If some of the things seem a little outdated, that's because it was recorded back in October October of last year. But also we got a new sponsor since that episode was recorded. That's huntemup.com. Been really enjoying that new relationship that I have with Joe and the folks over there. If you're looking for any sort of retriever equipment, he's got everything you need there. I just spent some good time, like I mentioned in the last episode, setting up all the wingers and getting those all good to go. And I'm about to go run out and do some training and use them. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode, and gonna have some new exciting guests coming up soon. So enjoy this one. I'm here in Paducah doing pre-Grand training. Ran into my good friend Clark Kennington. Just happened to run into you here.
Just happened to be here at the same time. All coincidental.
I'm in some random text group that I kind of finally learned what the whole thing was about a song, which
regulators, baby.
It was kind of anticlimactic. I was like, I was hoping there was like some really good story, but it's just a song. It's just like a pump up song.
That's our thing. We're the regulator crew.
What are you regulating?
We don't know. We're just regulating.
Just regulating.
We're just regulating. We're just over here preparing for the Grand and having a good time while we're doing it.
Regulating our, I don't know.
You probably never heard that song.
No, I listened to it and I was with my kids and I turned it off real quick.
Yeah, somebody should have warned you.
No, there's no warning. You know, yeah. It's all right. It's all right. They didn't even notice. They were too busy doing something else. Don't you know to silence your phone when you're doing a podcast?
Yeah, silence the phone.
Yeah. Well, before we get into today's topic, which is the crown and pre-Grand training, I wanted to first thank our sponsors, Purina Pro Plan, for sponsoring this and every episode of the Hunt Test Hobo Podcast. Been feeding that good old 30-20 that I've fed for the last 6 years. Dogs are doing great on it. And I got the puppy blend as well for the little guys. Well, I shouldn't say guys. I have all girls, so all the little girls. And pretty excited. I got two really nice little puppies I'm training. They're smart little boogers. And, of course, one's yellow, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on what you think. But I was hoping she was black, but my good friend John Robertson.
She has a black soul.
I sure hope she does. John Robertson had, Kate was bred to, Blue. Both are black. We knew that Blue was yellow factored, but he thought Kate was black. So I thought for sure I was getting a yellow or a black lab. And then, I was last pick. So Steven and Jeremy took all the other dogs and I got stuck with a yellow, but she had 6 yellows.
Wow.
Half of her litter. Like statistically that shouldn't have been the
Are we sure the daddy's blue?
I hope so. I hope so. That's
Sounds like it might be yellow.
Yeah, it could be. But so I think they did a natural. I don't remember what they did. I'll have to ask him. But also, thank you to the Hunt Test Guide, Mr. Clark Kennington and Lyle, for sponsoring this in every episode of the Hunt Test Hobo Podcast. I have been following all of Clark's recent pre-grand posts just to get new ideas. If you become a member over there, you can see a bunch of different setups that Clark is setting up. And when I need, it's like my little art board. I don't know if that's the right word, but like when I get stuck in a rut and I'm like, I need something different to do, I just flip through a few setups that Clark's got and got a bunch of new ideas. So that I find that really, really helpful. It's great stuff. Thanks for doing that, Clark. And then also thank you to Retriever Foundations. The thing Dan and I are doing have had great reviews on the puppy videos. If you're looking to pick up one of either the Amateur's Guide to Hunt Test Success or Puppy Foundations, you can use the discount code HOBO, HOBO. You get 10% off both of those courses, and it's great. And if you got a litter on the ground, hit me up, and I'll send you discount codes for a little bit more. If you can get that into the hands of some good hunters or people that are planning to do hunt test, either way, want to get this, get his course into as many, well, I shouldn't say hands. I guess it's a hand. It's your phone. Get as many eyeballs on
as possible.
Get as many eyes and see. You should be the marketer, not me.
No, I'm struggling with what I'm doing as it is. I don't need anything else.
Well, now we got our sponsors out of the way. Clark, congratulations, man! Getting first and second. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, it was an amazing week.
Amazing week. So, did you feel like that was like at all possible?
I knew that those two particularly were definitely capable of it. But I mean, just the chips have to fall right.
Yeah.
And every dog that's at the Crown is incredibly talented. And especially the crew that Lyle and I took this year. Like, we had a bunch of killers going. And, I felt when I left that Daisy was the best running dog I had. Like, anybody I talked to, they asked who the best dog I had. It was Daisy, hands down, coming into this thing. She was just on fire. And Toombs was running good. But when that thing kicked off, Toombs hit another gear. I mean, I've always known it's there. I mean, you see it. It's just a matter of if it all comes together at that moment. And it did, and it was amazing to watch both of those dogs. And, Daisy had her opportunities to win it, and Toombs almost gave it away there at the end. Just terrible conditions we ran the finals, and, that's just part of that game.
Yeah, that plays so much into that. Like, I mean, you sit at a grand all day, and it's like, that's like, honestly, like what I'm mentally like preparing for is just all the good and bad luck that, you can get in this the 5 days, but really the 4 days leading up to it, man. If you get shadows or you get this or that, man, it's just like,
And to show the testament of the caliber of dogs running the SRS now, you take the two top pro team of the year dogs, Jet and Onyx. Neither one of them made the finals. But no doubt, hands down, through the year, those were the two most consistent dogs through the whole year. It just wasn't their week. It doesn't make them any less by any means. They were the most consistent two dogs in the SRS game the whole year. It just wasn't their week. We could run it this week and it could be a whole different outcome, whole different dog. I mean, it just happened to play out that way. And I was very blessed to be standing beside, first and second place dog. The thing in that game is you can't ever take those moments for granted. Like, you need to soak in every bit of it because it doesn't happen often. I mean, winning a crown is an extremely difficult thing to do. I've been very blessed to win it 3 times. Lyle's won it 7 times, and it doesn't get any easier. I mean, it seems like it's getting harder and harder every year to win one because the dogs are just so much better. The training's better. The handlers are better.
And they're throwing crazy stuff at you. That,
man.
There's when I saw for those that have not watched it, you can go to Super Retriever Series and watch the 5th series. I mean, all the series were really, well put together. Mm-hmm. And like, I have no problem with that that blind that you guys had to run. But when I saw it, I was like, I don't know if I could get my dog through that.
Yeah.
Did you have that thought when you saw it? Was there a moment where you're like, oh, that is
I didn't have a thought of, could I not get through it? It was, how bad is it going to be?
Yeah.
Daisy ran it and did an amazing job on it. And I feel like I could have done a lot better job on it with Toombs if I could send him and he could have seen me.
Yeah.
We just ran at a bad time.
Yeah, for sure.
If I had anything negative to say about the blind in that series, I liked it, but I felt like out of 5 series of work that were really difficult tests, you're putting a lot of weight
on one thing.
One retrieve.
Yeah.
Because, it could go south on that one retrieve badly, bad enough that it erases everything else you did that whole week.
Yeah.
So that was in my mind looking at it, but I was like, you just got to take a deep breath, do the best you can with what you got.
Yeah.
And when I saw that blind, I kind of had a game plan. Once I saw it, I was like, I do a lot of recalling. You've trained with me. I do a lot of recalling. So my thought process was the moment I got them in the water, I was going to recall. Here.
Yeah.
I was going to get them coming to me and break that momentum digging back.
Before we dive into it, why don't you break down what this blind was?
So first of all, they threw 3 marks that we shot from the line, and then we had to pull off all those and run basically a dog leg water blind. And it wasn't just any dog leg.
What is a dog leg?
So it's basically broken down in 2 different blinds is the way I look at a dog leg. So we've got a beginning and a middle point destination, and that's your first blind. And once you reach that middle point, now you have from the middle point to the ending point.
Yeah, it's like waypoints.
It's just a completely different line.
Yeah.
So this wasn't your typical dog leg. Like typically on a dog leg, you're going to get on a point and you're just going to come off a point to a different destination.
20 to 30 degrees or something. Yeah.
This was, don't just get on the point. You got to be left of this tree that's way up the point and deep of that tree before you get back into the water to the right.
Yeah.
Or it's 50 points, which is a lot.
And then it's an 80-degree angle.
Yeah. And it's not just like 25 yards. It's like 100 yards.
Yeah, I think it was 110. I saw them map it. And when I saw them map it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Honestly, the first time I've done that training. I mean, not training, but in a competition. The first time I've ever seen anything like that. Yeah. I felt like I could get it done. It was more of a damage control type blind. But I feel like we were all in the same boat. Now, when Nick went up there and just murdered it with Lobo, I was like, whoo. And it can't be done any better than that on that blind. Like it was beautiful. I was like, oh man.
Well, because he ran first.
He was first dog to run the thing.
So like we watched the test dog like barely. I don't even know. Did it finish? I can't even remember.
It finished it, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, and I was like, this is going to be a bloodbath. And like I had other friends that were watching it, and they said the same thing. They're like, this entire championship is going to be decided by one cast. Or like, how you navigated it. Yeah, like how do you handle that?
How do you handle that?
And I kind of was like, well, I mean, it is going to be a separator. You have the opportunity to make up ground. But I kind of, like I heard people and then I kind of agreed. I was like, man, this whole thing is being decided on a blind.
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot of weight to it. But at the same time, you think of it, I was thinking of it as the guy that's in the lead. And I'm like, we earned that big lead coming into this thing.
Yeah, and now it almost didn't mean anything.
And now it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But looking at it from a different point of view, if I'm not in first, I'm like, this is exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So it's a catch-22 there, Yeah, I'm like, I just want a straight up blind. Let's get this thing bing bam done. Let's go home. Like, I'm in a good position.
I'm sure you've been on the other side where you're like, I love to make up ground.
Absolutely. So,
But did the people behind you, do you think they felt like, oh, I'm making up ground when they saw that blind?
Oh, they were thankful for it. I promise you. I mean, I know if I was in that situation, I'd be like, thank God I have a real opportunity here to make up some ground. So, I mean, it was good. And it was also, from my standpoint, I was like, man, this is not good, coming from the person that's in the lead. But all 5 of those series, man, they were fantastic series. They did a good job separating the dogs. And that's very difficult to do nowadays with the caliber of dogs that are running that game. I mean, they're all good. They didn't get there by accident. Mm-hmm. If you want to, we'll kind of go through each series of what it was.
I want to do that, but I want to ask you, are you going to incorporate like those heavy angled dog legs into your training, or are you just going to be like, that? I hope I never see that again. Or like,
no, I might incorporate it some, but it's not something that I would like put my thumb on and really focus on that.
Yeah.
Maybe run one a month.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's more than I thought you would say.
Maybe.
I guess 12 a year, Yeah. Because all my friends that I say, hey, you don't need an over, I got so many text messages. See, this is what you needed over. This one time.
This one time at band camp.
This one time you needed an over.
If you notice, none of us had that in our toolbox. No. Not a one of us there had the over in our toolbox.
Yeah. So before we do that, like before we jump into each series, I mean, that was kind of the highlight of the crown to me, based on, just the chatter I heard on the interwebs. Before you ran Daisy, what were you planning to do? You started to talk about like your recall a lot, but like kind of what was your game plan going into that blind? So
when I looked at that blind, there was like a little slot between some cattails that I felt like they wanted you to go through. So that was my first thought, is I wanted to go through that slot of the cattails. I wanted to make sure I was deep of that tree and to the left before I ever gave a right overcast. And I immediately wanted to stop again. And if you watch both dogs, when I got ready to get that cast in the water, I stopped him, tweet, and then I blew another real hard sit whistle behind it. Tweet!
And what does that do?
Almost like a correction to the dog without actually giving it a correction. Because I went from a tweet to a tweet, like, hey, really pay attention to me. Before I gave that cast to get in the water. Now, both of them gave me the cast into the water, but they both reverted back to what we do.
Yeah, what's training?
Off the point, go down the shore.
Start digging, yeah.
So in my mind, I knew that was going to happen. Like, I'd already anticipated that. So as soon as I got him in the water, it was tweet, here. I wanted to break that momentum going back, and I wanted to bring him back to a point to where I could start changing the direction.
Yeah.
Now, from that point, my game plan was every time
Before you get into that, that was one of the biggest things that I noticed. And I don't know if... And somebody's going to probably watch the videos and call me out on this and say, you're not right, Chris. I'm just saying my impression, okay, I only watched this once, is that the amateurs, when they recalled, the dogs stayed in the water and came to them. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the pros, except for your two, and I could totally be wrong, just my impression, when they were recalled, a lot of those dogs the pro dogs started hunting the shoreline to the left. And they started to work their way back in because they're like, oh, I screwed up. I'm not supposed to be here in the water. And I was just really interested in why maybe that was, that those dogs came straight back to the handler versus, kind of hunting their way to where they felt like the bird could actually be placed.
I can't speak for why those dogs did that. I don't know.
Did you notice that too, or
I didn't pay that close of attention to it. I can only speak for the way that I train. So mine, when they get a recall, they know they've done something wrong. And their immediate reaction most of the time around the water, if they get a recall, is to get in it. Because deeper. They probably got a recall because they shouldn't have, they're probably not in the water. So I knew mine would come back in the water. As far as why the others did, I don't know. I'm not sure how they train. But like from that point, my thought process was every time I gave a cast and they started to dig back, my immediate response was going to be to tweet here.
Yeah, so
you're break that momentum of digging back.
And you're just eventually hoping at some point they're going to be like, okay, it's not back, it's
right.
I'm just going to take water. Yeah. I'm just going to take water and just keep swimming down the shore sideways to them.
Correct.
And that's what you got with Daisy pretty quick.
Yes. Now, when I ran Tombs, I couldn't hardly see him with the glare, and he clearly could not see me. Like, I walked every bit that they gave us to walk at that line trying to get a cast, and he couldn't hear me. The only thing that saved him
couldn't see you
on that blind is anytime I use a verbal around the water, if there's anything related land and water, my older dogs know by the way I train that means I need to be in the water.
Yeah.
Tombs couldn't see me. So every time I get a recall, because I could barely see him digging back, and he couldn't see me, I'd just say back. He knew immediately that he needed to take more water. That's the only thing that saved him.
Yeah, so you weren't saying over, you were saying back.
Back, yeah. I was saying back. I never said over.
Yeah.
He hadn't heard over since he was freaking
He probably never heard you say over.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever heard me say over.
Yeah, that's Kelly.
So, it's like, that's the only thing that saved him. Because he clearly could not see me. And I could barely see him.
Yeah.
So, I was in damage control big time at that point. And also, and you can watch the video, I went back and watched it. Tombs got a really bad throw on the right bird.
Oh, I saw your reaction.
All the other dogs that I watched, you could see that bird laying there. Like, if they got toward that cover and looked toward that cover that Stevie Wonder could find it. Toombs was buried back in there. I couldn't even see Toombs when he picked it up at all. So I was like, gosh dang,
Yeah, too bad. Two things of bad luck.
And then the left bird was thrown really short too. Mm-hmm. And I had to handle on both of them. Now, the left bird was in the area. I mean, he hunted in there. He looked for it, and tweet, one whistle picked it up. Had it not been in the area, Daisy wins.
Mm-hmm. That was it, yeah.
That was it.
Because I got a bunch of friends texting me, like, who do you think won? I said, it's all about that left bird, if it's in the area or not.
And quite honestly, had Daisy won, dude, I've been pumped too. I mean, Daisy, the story on Daisy.
Oh, yeah. I definitely want to talk about
amazing comeback story. The hard part about running that crown in the last series is Lyle and Jordan. It's probably Jordan's last run, and Jordan is one of the most consistent dogs I've ever laid eyes on. I mean, she's day in, day out. You know what you got with her. Probably ended her career without winning a crown, and she may be the nicest dog I've ever seen that doesn't have one. I mean, she's got over 100 open points in the SRS. She's the high point open dog of all times. If that ever goes to say that it just has to be that dog's week, that's the true testament to it. And Jordan just ran out of gas. I mean, she was just tired. She's 10 years old. It's pretty emotional watching that before I ran Toombs, Lyle had tears on his eyes. I'm fighting back tears because I know this is the last one. And Lyle and I talk about that all the time. Like, that's the hardest bird to take. When you know it's the last one you're ever going to take from this dog in a competition. You notice it took Lyle a little while to take it because you're never going to do it again. And that's his baby. That's Lyle's baby. Had it worked out and he would have won with Jordan, I would have been ecstatic, man. I mean, of course, I always want to win. He wants to win. We're competitive people. But if he had won with Jordan, that would have been freaking amazing and a storybook ending to an amazing career. But it doesn't make her any less of a dog, man. She's what we aspire to have, consistency. But I'm super proud that she had that showing in her last outing. I mean, again, consistency. She was there in the final 6 last year. She got third. I mean, back-to-back years she's there. I mean, I don't know how many finalists she's had, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
Yeah. It was a lot of tests.
It was a lot. I mean, it's 25 minutes if you did it good.
Yeah.
And she's 10.
Yeah.
And then she's in incredible shape to be 10.
And she probably hasn't taken an over in 9 years.
Oh, God, no. Well, she lines 99% of the stuff you throw at her. The only reason why she doesn't is Lyle won't let her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something she's asked to do.
Yeah.
As you could tell by all of our dogs, it's not something they're ever asked to do. I mean, we all struggled with it.
Yeah. So what would, I want to, walking up to the line with Toombs, this is your second time, right, that you've walked to the line knowing that you've probably won, whether it was this dog or not.
Yeah. The first crown I won was with Roscoe, and it was me and Lyle only in the finals. This year they had 3. Lyle had Zeus, I had Roscoe and Stroker, Toombs' daddy. Zeus had a certain quirk about him, like if certain situations arose, that he would wig out, and he hit one of those situations, and it just didn't work out. Stroker had a pretty good run, and at that point, there was only 3 dogs in the final, so I knew I'd won no matter what had happened with Roscoe.
They only had 3 dogs at that time. Yeah.
It was different then, and it was just me and Lyle in the top 8 then. They had 8. I think Lyle had 2, and I may have had 4 or 5 or 6. I can't remember, but it was just us.
Yeah.
Then that was in 18. So when I went to the line with Toombs, I felt like Daisy had the lead.
Oh yeah, it was for me. It was like there's no doubt.
I felt like Daisy was winning at that point.
Yeah.
So really, I didn't have any stress. Like I wasn't stressed when I ran Toombs. When I went to the line. Now, when I got that short bird on the right that I couldn't see, that added a little stress to it.
That was probably the first time I've ever seen you make a reaction like on the bucket. Like I've watched you run a lot, and your head went, ugh.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
I was hoping that
you're playing it a little bit, huh?
I was hoping they would see it and say, hey, that wasn't a good throw.
Yeah.
But man, if you run enough, like there's going to be times that you just got to roll with it.
Yeah.
And you got to hope it plays out for the best. I mean, I'll give you another example. Toombs got a super short throw on that 2 down the shore in the 4th series. Like, super short, like the direct line to that bird. His left feet would have been on dry ground, and his right feet would have been patting
You're talking
water.
about the shorter of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is super short throw. So I had to adjust my game plan with that, and luckily it worked out.
Yeah.
So you just got to roll with the punches sometimes. But I was kind of hoping that they would see my reaction and say, hey, that's not where it needed to be.
So you're an actor now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, whatever you got to do. Yeah, I was clapping my hands.
Yeah. Time out, please. Time out.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I was clapping.
Clapping. What coach is that?
That was Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart. Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that. And at first I was like, no, he's calling timeout. Then he was like he was trying to decide what he was doing. He was trying to decide what he was doing.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't have any real pressure. The only time I felt a little stressed was when I knew teams couldn't see me on that blind. Then I was like, well, what, how are we going to dig ourselves out of this hole?
One?
Because we can't hit pause, timeout. Hey, this isn't fair.
Yeah.
You just got to roll with it.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so let's back up and tell the story of Daisy. Because, I mean, like, Chris Schaefer is basically my neighbor. We're in the same hunt club. And you were telling me, the story, and he was telling me, like, why don't you tell the listeners, the story of like what happened with Daisy last year? So
last year at the Master National, it fell Master National, Grand, Crown. That's the order it went in. She stopped eating, which was very unusual for her. She's like, when the food goes in, Daisy's in it. Boom. Mm-hmm. She kind of stopped eating. And I thought it was really unusual, but I'm like, sometimes we get to an event, dogs get high, they get worked up, and they don't want to eat a lot. And she is a very high-strung dog. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not a big deal. When we got home, she still wasn't eating. This was between the Master National and the Grand. And I started feeding her, like, wet dog food. And I could get her to eat a little bit. Well, by the time we went to the Grand, like, pre-Grand training, something wasn't right. Like, she was making some different things with her jaw. She wasn't really eating. So I called Chris and said, Chris, something's not right. Like, I'm going to send her with Dr. Aaron over here. We were pre-training at Habitat Flats. And let's just get some tests run. And all she could come up with was her liver enzymes were highly, highly elevated. So we put her on some liver medication. Still not eating. We're going to the Grand. I'm having to go to the Mexican restaurant next door to the hotel I'm in, and I'm ordering 2 chicken breasts every night with no seasoning. It's the only thing I can get her to eat.
Where was the Grand?
In St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis, okay. I was going to say, is it
so
a Mexican
literally I was
restaurant we've been going to every
feeding
day?
her every night grilled chicken. It's the only thing I can get her to eat.
Yeah.
She's not eating a lot of that, and I'm letting her sleep in the bed with me because, like, something's clearly not right. I've had this dog long enough to know this is not right. She passes the Grand. We get down to the Crown, still not eating right. And Chris can attest to this. Like, he got there with his wife. I was like, look, Chris, something's still not wrong. Now, in between these times, we've taken her to the vet 2 more times. Can't find anything. So I tell Chris, like, look, she's lost weight. Something's clearly not right. It's not that important for me to run her here. Like, if you don't feel comfortable, this is your decision. I'm not making it. I will run her if you want me to. If you want to take her somewhere and get this looked out and we scratch her from the Crown, I'm good with that too. Don't feel like you're obligated to me to run this dog. And he wanted to run her. Well, she made the cut to the top 18. Now, because she was sick and I knew it, I was not pushing her the way that I normally would push her on things. She picked up a poison bird in the top 18, which is highly uncharacteristic of her. Like, she is a poison bird running machine. Mm-hmm. But I hadn't been pushing her on that. Chris took her home. She took a turn for the worse. Lost a ton of weight. Went to the University of Wisconsin. Other vet clinics could not figure out what was going on with her. Chris, she lost so much weight, she looked like a walking skeleton. She had a feeding tube in for several weeks that they fed her through a syringe going through her feeding tube. I mean, it was bad. It was really, really bad.
I think you texted me and you thought she was going to die within like a certain time frame.
Chris and I both didn't know if she was going to make it. And we talked very often through this. Like, I'd call him and ask, and, you know, he'd FaceTime me. I get to see her, and, dude, it was bad. It's as bad as I've ever seen. And Chris called me one night, I mean, almost in tears, and I was too, talking to him. He's like, I think we're just going to have to put her down. Like, she's suffering so much. Yeah. And the conversation we had, I said, Chris, whatever decision you make, I'm going to 100% back you. I will never second guess you. I'm not there. This is your dog. So if you make the decision, I'm with you on it because I don't want her suffering either. I said, but he said, they want to run one more test. I said, Chris, I've done this 20 years. That is the most talented dog I've ever stood beside. So it might be worth one more test just to see, because you're never going to have another one like this one. You're not. And they tested her for pitheosis. Slang term for it, swamp cancer. It's the only case the University of Wisconsin has ever seen. Ever. When you think about that.
Swamp cancer.
It's called pitheosis. And what it is, it's a fungus that affects the stomach and the intestinal tract. 90% of the dogs that get it, it's fatal. It's dangerous. So we were relieved that we knew what it was.
Yeah, but now you're like 90%.
But now we know what she's up against, and we know what situation she's already in.
Yeah, because you guys didn't find it
Yeah.
early. So
Yeah.
And then with funguses, there's not a lot of treatments you can do.
There's really only one way to treat it. And I talked to Tony Schumann a lot about this through it, and we consulted back and forth with him with the University of Wisconsin. And it's itraconazole is the main drug that you're using for it. There's another one too. She's still on medication today for that now. Think about that. This was January. And here we are in October. She's still on medication for it. It takes a long time to clear this stuff up. So at that point, we knew what it was and how to make a game plan to attack it. And thank God that girl's a fighter. Man, she fought through it. The amazing thing was she came back so quickly from it once we got the right meds. This was January that she was on death's door. She started making a good turnaround, and Chris like, I think she can run the Grand. So like on 3 weeks of training, we ran the Spring Grand.
Yeah.
And she passed the Spring Grand. And at that point, we had no aspirations necessarily about the SRS at that point. We were just talking about, look, we're going to do what's best to make sure Daisy recovers. Whatever happens this year happens, but ultimately it's about Daisy's recovery. I ran her in an SRS at Habitat Flats. She got fourth. I wasn't going to run her. Well, we talked about possibly running Michigan, but she needed to go back to the vet to be checked out. So I dropped her off with Chris on the way to Michigan, and the mass in her stomach had started to come back. So we're in freak out mode now because we know this stuff can come back. So she missed training for a while, getting back on some different meds, trying to adjust to that. And she came back around from that. So I got her back and we ran Kentucky. Had her back like 2 weeks. She got fourth again. So she was qualified for the crown.
Yeah.
It's the only 2 open events she ran all year. And then she went back home a little bit for medication, came back. And, going into this, you're talking 4 or 5 months worth of training max this whole year. But I mean, I'm telling you, the week before we left for the crown, I was like, I told Chris, it's the best I've ever seen her run. And she was just on fire. So the fact that she came literally from death's door, I mean, you could see every bone in her body. I mean, she had a feeding tube down her throat.
And this was in January, right, that you guys found it?
Yeah.
Because I remember, because in our hunt club, it's all online. And I saw Chris Schaefer. I don't know. Chris has his own group. I've never hunted with Chris, but we share information and stuff about what's going on. And
it may have been December. It was December or January when we finally figured out what it was.
Yeah, it probably was December, just based on when it. But I remember the last week of North Zone, I saw Chris registered with a dog.
Yep.
And I texted him. I said, "Is that Daisy?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Hallelujah!" I had to look at it, but it was like hallelujah. Like that's when I found out she was okay.
Yeah.
Because I see her going
of
hunting, and I was like, "Holy cow!
And dude,
how is that possible?"
It warmed my heart. He's got a little sled that he pulls behind the four-wheeler that Daisy literally sits in the sled.
That's what he did for the sled.
I almost had tears in my eyes when I saw that. I was like, thank God. I mean, because she very easily could have passed away. I mean, had she not been a fighter, and I mean, she's just the sweetest dog there is, but she's got a lot of fire to her. She's not a quitter. Less dog, I don't think makes it. I mean, so the fact that she was even in a position to win, and I mean, barring a couple little situations and circumstances, she wins.
Yeah. One judgment
It's pretty
call.
incredible.
Yeah.
A judgment call, or say she doesn't handle on the bird in the second. She wins. Maybe she sees the right bird in the fourth, the one she popped on. She didn't see it.
Yeah, I remember watching
If she sees it, I
She's
promise
probably-
you she gets it.
She's picking it up.
She wins.
Yeah.
So there's so much that goes into winning that thing. Like, all the stars have to align for you. Mm-hmm. And they just didn't quite align for Daisy that week.
Yeah.
So,
well, switching over to Toombs, like I remember you made a comment that like, hey, when Stroker finally won, is because he had this first lead at the beginning.
yeah.
Because he was always one of those that kind of just was steady and kind of came back.
Yeah.
And when I saw that Toombs was winning and by a lot, I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah. I kind of felt that way too. Daisy had the lowest score. Her and one of Durance's dogs had the lowest score in the first with 6. And then Toombs had a 16. And it might have been a little lower, but I safety handled in the area on one of the marks just to make sure that, like, because sometimes if Toombs isn't 100% sure, he'll make a couple loops and then he'll bail out. And I kind of saw that look in his eye. I was like, no, we're not playing that game. Yeah.
Autumn totally does that sometimes.
I was like, nope, we're not doing that. Tweet. Put him on the middle bird. Because he was clearly hunting the area. He knew the bird was there, but he just couldn't find it.
Yeah. Okay. So Autumn's the only dog I've ever seen do that.
Yep.
It's totally from her dad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stroker would do the same thing. Like, Stroker went in there and he made a couple of loops. Sometimes if like he knew it was there, he felt like pretty sure it was there, but maybe he wasn't there. And then he'd
second guess himself.
He would leave.
Yeah.
He would go deeper.
That is so interesting. Anyway,
so genetics. I saw that look in his eye. I was like, we're going to save this quick.
Yeah.
So the first series we had it was like a master test. It was a walk-up triple, no off of all 3, run a very difficult blind under the arc of the middle bird. The middle bird as a poison bird did not affect the dogs as much as I thought it would. But once you got past that bird is really when the blind started, because it was very difficult to finish. And if you got 5 foot right of the line to the blind after that poison bird, you couldn't see him. Mm-hmm. So you had to play it kind of defensively. I ran that blind. I started defensively, and then I saw how Toombs was reading the situation, and then I was like, I'm not playing it defensively. I'm going to kill it the way he was running it.
What was he telling you? Like, how was he telling you that?
I could just see that he had no interest in going right once I got past there. So I was like, I'm just going to play it offensively.
Can you tell me what you read to see that? Like, is it the angle of like a shoulders down? Or?
Yeah. Each cast, he was digging left rather than right. He did eventually go right at the end, but I knew that there's no way he would get past it if he went over there toward it. Daisy just flat out murdered that blind. It was one whistle, and then she just murdered the marks. So when I saw the cast Daisy gave me, I trust her.
Yeah.
I mean, I just trust that little girl.
Yeah.
I was like, you got this. I'm not going to get involved unless things go south. And she did that in one whistle and did a great job on the marks. The second series, it's kind of an odd situation. You know, you had 4 guns in the field, but only 3 did something. Mm-hmm. And then the 2 deep of the one that didn't do anything retired. When I saw it, my plan watching the dogs was, let's get the right bird. The middle bird was the danger zone, in my opinion. If you got right to where that gun was standing, that was the point of no recovery on that bird. Or if you did, you were still going to be at a very high score. So when I went up there with Toombs, I had every intention of pointing him way further left of the bird and letting him wind it and get the bird. But when he came back and stared at it, I was like, you know, I can put the pressure on right here and trust him, or I can push him and I know he'll get it, but the score is going to be higher.
It was a gut.
Yeah, and I just looked down at him. I was like, he knows where he's going. I'm not gonna push him. He just went out there and drilled that mark. Mm-hmm. Now I could have pushed him left. He still would have got it, but the score wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah.
With Daisy, she gave me the same look. Like, I had every intention of pushing her left, but she gave me that same look. But when she got to the 3/4 of the way point, she dropped her right shoulder. And when I saw her drop her right shoulder, I immediately got involved. Now, she struggled to see me handling just because of the lighting. But that one decision at that point was the difference of her making the cut to the 18 or not even being involved at all. Had I let her get further right, there's no recovering and still playing in that. So I made a split-second decision to make sure I got involved so I could save it. I was playing very defensively at that point. The third series, we had 2 poison bird blinds. The land blind, it was a pretty good land blind. I say a land blind. Yeah, it did a piece of water, but it was a majority land.
Yeah, it was a small slit.
It had its pitfalls to it. Like there was a lot of dogs that got left and got hung up on the scent of the gun station that planted the water blind. The water blind, Daisy did a phenomenal job on the water blind. Now, I will say out of all the dogs I watched, Daisy and Toombs were the only 2 that I saw that when they cast off that point the poison bird was on, they were thinking they were swimming to the other side of the whole lake. And that shocked me too. Like I've run a lot of big water blinds, but I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Comes back to another situation with Daisy. Daisy went to swim the whole lake. And I was going to wait to a certain point and cast her over.
This was the one where it was on the end of the point.
Correct.
And and Daisy went deep of it, and you tried.
He went fat.
And you tried to stop her in the running water.
I got 3 whistle refusals.
Yeah.
Well, that's 20-something points.
Yeah.
She doesn't do that, she wins. If she stops on that first whistle and casts, she wins.
But you almost did the exact same thing with
Toombs. Yeah, Toombs was going to go past the point.
Yeah, because I was like, why aren't you blowing your whistle?
So I blew a whistle before he got to the running water, and I gave him the right cast. And he took it a little bit, and he was like from me to you.
Yeah, from the bird.
From the bird. And didn't see the flower or the bird on the ground. So at that point in my mind, I'm like, I'm not blowing that whistle in the running water. So I let him get to the other side of it, and then I blew the whistle and came into it because I didn't want to blow that whistle in the running water again.
Yeah, that was you had more self-control than I had because I was like, blow the whistle, Clark.
Look, definition of insanity is doing the same thing again, expecting a different result. I knew they couldn't hear me in that running water, so I let him get deep of it, and then I brought him into it. But the first part of that blind, I was really shocked that Toombs was a little confused, like the first part of that blind. The second half, okay, no big deal.
Yeah, because he was trying to go towards that gun, right?
Well, he would go toward the gun, and then he'd go toward the poison bird. He'd go toward the gun, and then he'd go toward the
ping-ponged it a little bit. I remember that.
Now, his right bird, the right side of that poison bird,
was really short. He was the king of getting short birds.
Yeah. It worked out. It's okay.
Yeah.
It was really short comparatively, but still, I was shocked that he struggled with that the way he did. The 4th series was a hybrid. It was a quint. 5 birds on the ground. See who can go get them. It was a great marking test. 2 field trial marks, the 2 down the shore on the left. The long bird fully retired. The short bird did not fully retire, but he was 50 yards left from where he threw the bird. So honestly, you did not want them to see him sitting over there because that's not good. Yeah. It's a long way from where they need to be.
The wind was the wrong place for them to find him.
And then you had an HRC style set up to the right.
Yeah.
Hip pocket and then a short wipeout bird on it. Toombs got them clean, all of them clean. I think he got a 19 on that setup, which Jordan had the lowest with a 12. She did a really good job on that. Toombs had some little hunts, and he went wider in the water purposely. I pointed him wider purposely because I knew there was.
I was going to ask you that because both your dogs made big swims. They were big swims, and then they curved into the bird like they knew where it was.
So I pointed Toombs wider than I did Daisy. Because
who'd you run first of that series?
Daisy.
Okay, Daisy. That's right. I figured you were right.
So Daisy never saw the right bird.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
And she was doing her typical... Like 20 yards or 30 yards?
20 yards short of it. So what happened, when I sent her for that bird, she was on a beautiful line. Like, she just trusts herself, keep rolling. She's going to put it between her shoulder blades.
Yeah.
But she winded that short station, and it confused her, and she popped. She was like, what did I do? Did I miss something? Why is this guy here? Why'd you send me over here? She was just confused by the situation. 2 whistle handle, she gets it, cleans up the rest of the test. She gets that bird, she wins. Now, I attacked that long retired more so with her than I did with Toombs. Like, I went straight at it with her. With Toombs, I pointed him more toward the water. Because after watching all the dogs, there's really nowhere else for them to go once they get out there if they're right up. But they're not going to.
Yeah,
there's nowhere else for them to go. So, like, for me, that was like, I'm going to play it safe. I've got a lead. I know Lyle's in a good position. if I handle here, I've given up a lot of ground. But if I just get it clean in a decent way, I'm in really good shape. So I purposely pointed him more fat into the water for that very reason. And he got it clean. I mean, dude, I was pumped at that point because I knew we were in real good shape.
Yeah, your dogs were I mean, both Lyles, because Jordan did a great job. I can't remember what AJ did, but like every other dog like got to that point that was right before the bird was. And I shouldn't say every dog, but a lot of dogs hit that point like only a quarter of the way off the mainland.
Yeah.
And they
push off.
They made the decision to push off, the ones that did it right. But your dogs all approached it
from the outside.
From the outside and worked their way in. And that was...
I felt confident that they would do that after the way they ran that water blind. Like when they both showed me when I cast them off that point, they were going to swim
to the end of the pond,
300 yards across the lake. From that point, I was like, I feel pretty confident that both of these are going to swim to the end of this piece of water.
And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. It's like you can really see, when you're running a series like that, you can see either, hey, things are starting to unravel, or this is the way my dog is thinking, which is really... It's really cool and interesting when you get to that point where you're reading those little...
Which was great on that bird. It was not so great on the short bird. Down the shore.
Yeah. And that was retired too, right? It was hard to see.
I mean, it wasn't... He was in the open, but he was 50 yards left of where he was standing when he threw it.
Yeah, and the wind was opposite of what you would normally want in that scenario.
So the worst thing that could happen to you on that situation on that bird is if they came back and they saw the gunner.
Yeah.
Because at that point, now you're trying to fight to pull him way like 25 degrees from where that gunner is to get to that bird.
But most of the dogs didn't have a problem with that.
No, surprisingly, no.
Yeah, no. They all kind of did it. I mean, it was a very schooled look.
Yes, very much so. And I got nervous. I sent Toombs for that short bird, and he did not go where I pointed him. He was way more water, and he had a super short throw.
And he winded it, though, right?
I don't think he winded it at first. He just was doing the train response of this is a 2 down the shore, and he sent me soft. I need to get out here. Yeah. And I think when he got out there,
he got a dose full.
Then he got a snoot full of it.
Because he made a very noticeable change.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't sure what you thought.
I don't think he winded it until he got out.
Yeah,
I just felt like he felt like that's where he should be getting out at for a 2 down the shore.
All this is on the Super Retrievers YouTube videos. You can check the live streams, and I don't know if you can really see the order, but you can scan pretty quick.
Yeah, and there's diagrams that they put out through that, like that Pat did, that really draw out what's going on.
Man, Pat did a great job.
Yeah, Pat did a great job. Purina joining this year, I think, was big. Like, to have Ray and Carl there commentating along with Pat, like, there's a lot of knowledge under that tent.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to see things in a different way than the person that doesn't really know dogs is going to see it.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Like, I went back and watched some of it, and I was watching it from the truck while it was going on, and their commentating was on point. I mean, it was just really well put together.
Yeah. My favorite part is, the handler can't see it, but we can see it from the jib.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh no.
Yeah. There's a whole different perspective from the jib.
When you're lower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the jib's higher. Yeah, for sure. All right. Then we got, did we work our way to the 5th yet? I mean, we kind of talked about a bunch of that, but is there anything more?
The 5th, man, we get to the 5th, and it's like all holds bars is out the window. Like, it's anybody's game with the way that water blind was. Daisy went up there and did a phenomenal job on it. And a lot of this game, it's a lot of mental pressure. Mm-hmm. Like, when Lyle and Jordan went up there in the 4th and just obliterated that thing, that put a lot of pressure on me. A lot. I mean, because she murdered that thing. And at that point, I'm like, I got to get them clean. If I don't get them clean, Jordan's in the lead going into the finals. And that's going through your head, like, the whole time. And that's anybody that's running. So I felt like when Daisy did it clean, even though Lyle and I are on the same team, I felt like that put a lot of pressure on Lyle, too. And it would have me too. Like, if I'm in a different shoes and he goes up there.
You're talking about the 5th series.
The 5th, the final.
Yeah.
So, like, let's just say Jordan would have went out there and murdered that thing. That puts a whole different mindset on me before I go to the line. Mm-hmm. Lyle put it on me in that 4th series, big time. I was like, gosh, dang, now I got to get serious and bar down. And it kind of flipped there in the finals. So the finals you shot 3, pull off of them, run the dog leg, water blind, come back, shoot 2 more marks. You have to pull off the last bird they see, pick up the first bird they saw come out of the first triple. There's just a lot of moving parts. And not only was it a lot of moving parts, it's very physical. I mean,
there's a lot of swimming, a lot of lunging. It was a bunch of different.
It benefited a younger dog.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. It benefited a younger dog. Benefited one that had run a lot more. AJ's fresh off of puppies. She weaned puppies this Saturday before we left to go to the Crown. So with an older dog in Jordan and then AJ fresh out of puppies, that's a lot to ask of them. A whole lot. Especially when you're talking about it being older. And like I said earlier, I think Jordan just ran out of gas. I think you put that same test in front of her 2 years ago, and there's a whole different outcome on that gig.
Yeah.
She just ran out of gas. We were asking a lot of her. So the 5th series was pretty wild.
So anything else you want to talk about with the Crown?
You know, I think the coolest thing for me with Toombs winning it is I won it with Stroker, his daddy. And to be able to come back and win with something off of Stroker. And then Stroker goes back to the first dog that ever got me into it with Max. Stroker's mother is out of Max. So to be able to carry that lineage to me meant a lot. And then you look at Stroker's daddy was Dude. So it's the first time ever. This is a 3rd generation in a row of Crown champions. That's wild.
With a second before.
Yeah, Toombs got second last year.
And Dude did too, didn't he? He got 2 seconds.
Dude got a bunch of seconds, and then he ended up winning 2. Stroker got second 3 times.
Yeah.
And then he finally won 1. Well, Toombs got second last year.
He only got one second, though.
He got 1 second. Now, I wasn't really sure how it was going to fall out.
Yeah.
Like, one thing or another there, he could have been second again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, he got second last year at the Crown. And I was like, you're just following in your daddy's footsteps, bud. You know, you're going to have to get second a couple times before you can win this thing. But I think that shows his consistency. He's a very consistent dog. I mean, he's got 5 grand passes. He ran, I think, 3 quals this year with Lewis. He got a 3rd. One, he got dropped on the water blind that was really weird, and then he won 1. And he's an extremely consistent dog. He's passed every Master National he's run. He's been consistent in the SRS. I didn't run him maybe twice this year in the Open. I didn't run him much. Kelly ran him and got his SRS amateur title. So as far as like me running him to really run for blood or compete, I didn't do it.
Yeah. Well, he's already qualified.
So right, he was already qualified for the Crown. And that's kind of exactly what we're going to do with this Daisy next year. Chris and I were talking is she's qualified for the Crown. The more she runs, the wilder she gets. So if we run her, it'll be just because it's a really big event and we want to go try to win it. Like my mindset forever has always been, I want to win weekend events, but the Crown to me is the ultimate. Like my goal within the dogs that I run is let's do what best we can do to qualify the most dogs for me to run at the Crown. So a lot of the times I'm not going to run the Toombs or the Daisy that I know could possibly beat out other dogs that I'm competing, trying to qualify for the Crown. Now, I may not win that event,
but you got a couple qualified.
But I got a couple more qualified. And we had a ton qualified this year. We had, I think, 18 between the whole team CCK. I had 6. Preston, who's throwing birds for me, qualified his first SRS event he ever ran. He beat me. He got second, and I got 4th. I'll never live that down, but I was proud of him. And then Lyle had, so that's 6, 7. He had 11 of them. One of them, unfortunately, passed away to cancer very unexpectedly this year. That was Teal. Teal, man, he was a cool dog. Like, even at 10 years old, he acted like he was 2. He's just this goofy,
I didn't realize he was 10 years old.
Yeah, you never guessed
never
that watching him,
guessed
dude.
that.
He acted like a puppy all the time, just always happy-go-lucky. I ran him in the Crown last year. Lyle quickly qualified him this year and ran him. And, I mean, really, he was having a great year. It was extremely unexpected. Got cancer in the throat, and it was closing his airway. And, like, he was fine one day, and the next he wasn't.
Wow, that's cool. Wow.
Just a crazy thing. Tough to deal with. I mean, you do this long enough, those kind of things are going to happen, unfortunately. So we lost Teal. And I made a post the morning before the finals, like, no matter what happens, hopefully we can win this thing with Team CCK, and it's for Teal, you know. Man, he was just a cool dog. I won an SRS with him last year to get his title, or maybe it was the year before, but he was just a really goofy dog. Like, he never did anything the way you would expect a dog to do it when you run him in an SRS. It was always different than what you expect was going to happen, but he'd go get it and get it done.
Yeah.
But man, we're going to miss him. He was a cool dog, really cool dog. So we were blessed to have 18 dogs qualified for the crown, and
good day or good year for Castile Creek.
Yeah, and we have 4 of the top 6. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, just to get to the finals tough, and when you have, you know, the majority of them, 2/3 of it, that makes you feel really good when you go into it. You know, we got a really good shot at winning this thing. So, you know, we're starting back up 2026. Is that right? 2026? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're already looking at what are we going to do to...
I still think I'm 26. I'm not.
Yeah. I had my 20th, 21st birthday this past weekend. But yeah, we're already looking forward to 2026. You know, how are we going to get back there, and how are we going to do our best to win it again? So it's going to be another wild year.
Yeah, pretty cool. Well, we're here grand training, and we're having a good time. We're doing a lot of walking. A lot of walking here.
We came to Paducah, Kentucky. We're training at Kevel at the WMA. Really the best opportunity to get the similar looks to what we're going to see in Nashville. And finding places to train around Nashville is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So luckily we're able to come here. We've got a pretty large group. We did our first setup training together. It took a long time to do it, but I thought it was a great setup. I think it got the dogs' minds in the right space that we need them to be in.
Yeah, we had some big swims for Graham. I was like, when I saw you guys had that right bird, because I showed up late. I was on my way down here. I was super sick leading up to it. Like, I was like not moving, and
the right bird, in all defense, didn't have a lot of swimming. There was just a lot of cheating and recalling.
But there was a lot of recalling.
Because they were cheating it.
and I sat in the short bird, and I was working, man. I had did you see the picture of my little office setup, man? No. I had an umbrella. I had the bird bin that we had. I flipped over. That was where my feet were up on. And then my chair. Wait, do you have my chair? Does somebody have my chair?
I probably have your chair.
I got to find my chair.
I got a ton of stuff in the
I need my chair
right now.
But I was sitting there with my laptop. I had my internet working. I took 2 calls from there, like nobody would have known.
Going on.
Yeah, and positive, very positive. Zoom removes gunshots. They couldn't hear it. Yeah,
so they had no idea there was gunshots.
It thinks it's a clap. But when those geese flew over.
Tyler got the goose call.
Tyler, man, with Tyler, they're like, what's that noise? I just said, hold on, let me mute.
So we were in the middle of grand training today, and this big group of geese came over, and Tyler pulls out his goose call. It's like, there's no way. And there's like 20 of them. I mean, we had a decoy spread out there. We could have smoked some geese today. Well, that first group circled like 5 or 6 times. They were going to come in there.
And I'm like, the whole time, like, I'm muted. I'm like, well, these geese freaking get out of here.
They're really going to do it.
I'm like, get out of here.
So they circle like 10 times. And about an hour later, 3 more come over. And they literally lit 40 yards from the line we're training from. Yeah. Tyler called them in right there. Yeah. Lit on the water. So, I mean, if we had a goose spread out this morning, we could have killed some geese.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
While we were training dogs. But our first setup, it was hard. I mean, it took a while because we had a lot of recalling.
Well, I mean, every bird had a very meaty thing to it. I mean, the short bird was goofy, I would say. Like, it was like you took this land bridge.
It was uncharacteristic.
Uncharacteristic. That's a nicer way to say it.
It's uncharacteristic, and it was helping set up the blind.
Yeah.
We were making a path to where they don't want to go on the blind, and then we had to run back down that path. Which sounds like the grand. Yeah. Our first bird we threw on this setup was a big bird. It's probably, I'd say it's 160, 150.
I would think it was a little bit further than that.
Okay, maybe 180. There was only like 25 yards of swimming if you were online.
And if you guys saw this, the dogs are literally running down a road.
Yeah, we're running straight down a gravel road. And, I mean, all we're asking them to do is run down the gravel road. And toward the end, take a couple steps to the right, bust the cover, angle across the corner, go back across another road, and get the bird. That's all we were asking them to do.
You know, the funny thing, we ran out of time, so Winter didn't run that, so I can't say if she could do it or not. But she slapped the other 3 marks. But
I mean, it was a difficult mark. But a lot of the times, I feel like we don't come up there and just throw the challenge at them right off the bat. We kind of get their feet wet.
Yeah.
So I felt like we walked up there and asked for a gut punch right off the bat. Like, hey, buckle down, do the right thing, go get it. And there was a lot of dogs that cheated it, and we had to recall, cast in. There were some dogs that saw it and went way fat. They were like, I see what this is.
And then those dogs took forever.
Yeah, those took forever because it should be a 20-yard swim was like a 90 to 100-yard swim. But they went out there and got it good, so we were okay with it.
They were good dogs. Good dogs.
The second bird was a very uncharacteristic style mark. And basically all it was helping set up the blind and dig a bird out of cover.
That of all the marks, when I saw that one, I said, I wonder what Winter's going to do.
Yeah,
I was like, I think she'll pick it up because she's going to see the hide.
It was a test to see how comfortable they were. Because if they were nervous and staying in the water after that right bird, they're never coming up with that. Yeah. Not happening. And so we let them get out the water and get that one. And then we came right back and threw a bird behind it that was a extremely difficult mark. I would say if you threw that bird at the Grand,
they would never throw that bird.
If they did, it would be probably a 60 to 70% handle on that bird.
Oh, dude, there's no way. As a memory bird, that was...
You had to angle across a channel, across a point, hit another piece of water.
Go over the road.
Go over the gravel road.
A different gravel road.
And then hit this swim going to a point that was full of cover that the bird was laying on the point. But
and
there's a holding blind up the hill.
And it was a mountain
shining like a diamond.
Cover.
Yeah, mountain of cover. Shining like a diamond up the hill. So if they got out of the water and saw the holding blind and went up the hill,
and there was almost no recovery. And the wind is going away from the holding blind.
Yeah. So I mean, we weren't asking a lot of them there. Just go get the bird. After that mark, we threw just swim. Just swim.
Very
and don't swim toward the gun. Yeah. But that mark also was helping set up the blind, which was behind the gun. We had to go
basically just to the left of the first fall, or the short fall.
Just to the left of the short bird that we called uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
So what we were doing with that short bird is we were helping set up suction for the blind, but also we were making a path away from the blind to that mark. So a lot of the dogs, they would do one of two things. They would avoid that old fall and push fat, and then we had to cast back into it. Yeah. Or they would go to it, and then we had to cast out of it to go down the shore.
Yeah, you really, for that blind, you had to have a dog that was comfortable just being told where to go.
Well, out of the 70 dogs, nobody lined it.
No, nobody lined it.
Not even close.
No, I think a lot of us weren't even trying. We were like,
I was trying.
You were trying?
I was trying like hell. I couldn't do it.
Oh, I wasn't. I was like, I'm going to put it right here so I can get this cast.
I was trying with some of them.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I mean, it was.
Oh, there's no way. There's no way.
It was tough. I mean, it was a blind. It's a good grand training blind. There's no way you can line it. It's going to put you in a situation where you have to get cast.
Two very uncomfortable situations for the dog.
Yeah. So we got that done. Half the group went and set up a land test. The other half of us, we ran a gut riching not down the shore, channel water blind that was mainly all running water. It was extremely difficult. But some of the dogs did really well on it. Some of them struggled, but got some much needed corrections to where they understood the picture that we were asking them to do by the time it was over.
Yeah, so. I didn't run the blind. I went with the other group, and we ran the land setup. And
which I hear is very difficult.
Yeah. Winter did great on it, but it was if you don't know how to handle a cover cheat, an angled cover cheat, there is no way you're picking up that left bird.
Yeah.
There is a highway to the other end of the WMA.
I imagine there were some that took it.
There was some that took it, and there was some that didn't even get that far. Like they would just start hunting that cover because it's two very slightly angled away from where the gunner is and the bird is, pieces of like significant cover.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, up to my chest, like where they got to punch through that. And then, but if they punch through it twice and they know where it is, or maybe it's just once.
Just like the watermarks, we're not asking a lot. Just go to the bird.
No, that's a good mark. And then the other ones are really nice too. Two of them were thrown over other hay bales, which if you don't practice a lot, that can really.
Yeah, I haven't seen that set up yet. We're going to go there in the morning.
I mean, it was a quad, but you could totally see it thrown at the ground. Like it wasn't that. So it was nothing. It was like, if I would say at a grand standard, the water setup we ran was probably like a 12. Like it wasn't even on the spectrum of what you would see at a grand. The land series, like if I walked up, I'd be like, this is an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
And then everybody ran in our group ran it as singles, so it wasn't that difficult. But
for those listening, like the typical grand setups that I like to do are extremely challenging singles with a lot of thought process that goes into how to get the bird.
And very organic. Like that's what I thought was so cool about this WMA. It's like very tech, like the water setup we did. It's very techy, but it's so organic. Like you could feel like you're actually hunting it.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot of cover. Look for the bird in the cover.
Yeah.
So when we start pre-grand training, we're looking at, yes, we want to throw something similar to what we might see at the grand, but breaking it down at singles. And really getting the dogs focused on where the bird fell. Not just it fell in this general area, but where exactly did the bird fall. Yep. So we're placing birds in situations to where if they're not truly focused on where the bird fell, they can't get there. Like the first bird we threw today and the third bird we threw today on the water. Mm-hmm. If they don't know exactly where the bird is, they can't get there. Mm-mm. They can't get it. It's impossible. It's just not going to happen.
That third bird is, if I saw that at the grand, like I'd be like, please tell me that's the go bird.
You should have seen their reaction yesterday. We said, we're going to put the whole blind in the field, up the hill. We're going to throw it this way. They said, we're going to do what? So we're going to throw it down the hill toward the point.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, I like that one. I was stoked when I saw that one. That short one, I was like, I have no idea what my dog's going to do. Like, I never would throw that.
Yeah. But that's the bird that'll get you at the grand.
Oh, yeah. And this year has been interesting for me because I didn't run much because we had puppies at the kind of right in the middle of the entire like season here. For being in the north, I get pretty much from April to October is when I'm training, and to have puppies, she came into heat late May, and the puppies didn't go home, and I don't even know when, like August something. I could totally be wrong on that, but to basically be training 2 dogs that are season level all summer and the same training grounds, like I forgot what it was like to not set something up. I noticed
you had less hair.
Yeah.
You pulled your hair out, didn't you?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed just training without any real like pressure to do any testing or anything. But like I made a point the last like 3 weeks, and this is huge for amateurs, is I was like, I got to go train with somebody else, and I'm not going to set up the setup.
Yeah.
And Tyler, like I went and trained with Tyler a couple of times, and Tyler's like, hey, are you going to set this up? I was like, no. He's like, well, I don't want to set it up because we both know. Yeah. Like we're exactly.
We need something different.
So I'm like, I forgot. You do 2 marks, I'll do 2 marks, and we don't talk about them. We just decide what they are, and then we run them.
Yeah. And there's a lot to be said for that. Like I'm really looking forward to running the land setup tomorrow because I had no input on it. Yeah. And sometimes I'll see things that I normally don't see in my dogs because he has a different mindset than what I have. I think that's what's cool about the training group we have. We've got a lot of different outlooks on things, so we can adjust what we're doing. And sometimes we'll see things that, hey, we missed this.
Oh, yeah.
And that makes a big difference going into the grand.
Yeah. And I did so much of that when Winter was younger. Mm-hmm. Like I just trained with anybody I could find. I'm like, you set it up and run it. And so I ran some weird crap.
We get into the rut of like what we want to see, what we expect out of a dog. And we focus so much on that sometimes we miss other things that we're not even thinking about because we're so focused on what we think we need to get our dog ready for.
So my wife has really enjoyed this summer because I've been home all the time. And I'm realizing, though, to get autumn where I want her to go is like next year is going to have to be the travel year where I just go and train with as many people.
Just when you're about to have a baby.
I know,
timing.
dude, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. I'm super excited. I can't believe I'm excited because like if she would have told me like, hey, you're gonna have another kid.
I hope everybody knew. Surprise!
Hey, surprise! I'm having another kid. Woo!
Whoops.
No, yeah. My wife says, don't say that. We don't want the kid to ever know. Like, well, I was an oops baby, but whatever. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But yeah, I'm gonna have another kid. And so
it's not a oops baby. It's like the painter. It's a happy accident.
Happy accident, exactly.
Oopses, we have happy accidents.
Happy accidents. But I will not be running the spring grand because this baby. I almost said these dogs are due. This baby is due. I have
your litter's due.
There has been not one but two occasions that I said when is this litter due? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm sorry. What did you say our baby do? To my wife. And she luckily she laughs at me, but it's like I've been having litters of puppies forever, like not forever. I've had 3 of them, but I feel like that's all I think about. And to go to a human being is going to be very different. Mm-hmm. Very, very different. It's
anxious to see how you treat in this one.
Treat training? No, I don't know. I'm actually really interested to see what Emma and Piper, like how much they're involved this time.
Yeah.
Because to be completely on your own the first time, and it's just like you and your wife trying to figure out how to keep this. As I told Tyler when he had his first kid, I said, have fun keeping the blob of flesh alive for a while.
Yeah.
And then eventually they get really fun. But right now it's just the blob of flesh that you're keeping alive.
The first little bit. I mean, Robbie is 9 months old now, you know, and he's just now getting to that stage of like, man, he's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying. I mean, you love him, but it's just job is to keep him alive. Now he's starting to learn things and like. Yeah. And now he'll give you a 5. He'll clap hands.
Oh man, that's cool.
He'll wave at you.
Yeah.
You know, he's figuring all these things out, and now we got to catch him going around the house because he can do Mach 10 crawling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's
you really need to put a bowl of like. Do you guys do post puffs? Like the puffs things were a big thing when I had my first kid.
He's not doing the puffs yet, but he's eating every other thing.
Those little puffs, man. Yeah. Like they're just like. I'm literally.
He's got like teething wafers. He loves.
Yeah,
he loves those.
They're kind of like the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm totally, and I don't care what my wife says. I'm gonna put a bowl in front of them. I'm gonna hold the kid up like a puppy, and I'm gonna set it down and go back. Just let it go get it, and I'm gonna send it to whoever that guy is that does retriever memes and say, do something. I don't care what you do, just do something with it. Do something with it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun watching them grow up.
Yeah, it's good. I decided on a registered name. I'm just kidding. I have a name.
First, you got to figure out what it is.
Oh yeah, if it's a boy, I would really like to name it after her grandfather. I think that'd be cool. If it's a girl, I have no idea. So we'll see.
If it's a boy, we got a bunch of stuff for you.
Oh yeah, dude. I hope it's a boy, but I'm not going to be disappointed if it's a girl. But
you just want it to be healthy. That's the most important thing. It
is true. Like I totally, but I I'll do something different. You know, I don't want a chocolate lab. Mm-hmm. No offense to the chocolate people, but
we hope he's white.
Yeah.
If he's not,
we got bigger problems if he ain't white.
Got some issues.
If it ain't another yellow dog, anyway.
Because I'm pretty sure you're not black factored. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you're not.
I'm pretty sure I'm about as white as they get. Anyway, well, on that note, is there anything else you wanted to say before I thank our sponsors? And we end. And this is. I think we're generally politically correct. I still think we are.
Yeah, sure. Man, I guess like I set a tip for Kenneth the other day with Gun Dog Nation.
Oh yeah.
For the people that are listening to this and they're getting into the dog world. Never let anybody tell you can't do something. Like if you set your mind to it and you get around the right people and you seek the right advice, there's nothing you can't do. I mean, there's no secrets in this dog game. It's just about obtaining the right information and putting the work in. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, but like when I first started this, I had a lot of people that said, you'll never do this. You'll never do that. Mm-hmm. If you're getting into this, don't feed into that, guys. Just put your head down, work, and seek the right people. Get around people that are positive, that want to see you succeed, and that'll help you. But if you're getting into this, unfortunately, in this dog world, there can be a lot of negativity. But try to surround yourself around the people that are positive, and keep your head up even if things do go south, and surround yourself around people that want to see you succeed. I think that would be the last thing I want to say.
Absolutely. It's good stuff. Find a good program, follow it, whether that's a program with a pro that you can be local with, or, if there's another program that would fit well. I think finding a program is kind of important, because a lot of times people try to mix and match things, and they don't understand that there's pieces,
a reason for every
there's
piece
a reason for every piece of it. There's rungs in the learning ladder that if you skip one, you could have a little bit of a fall off of the roof.
100%.
Go splat. Don't go splat. All right. Thank you to Purina Pro Plan for sponsoring this podcast. Looking for good food, get out there and check out that 3020, the sport blend. It's great. I love it. Thank you to Retriever Foundations and the Hunt Test Guide for supporting this and every episode of the Hunt Test Hobo Podcast. Everybody, have a fantastic week. And I think this is going to go before the Grand. So good luck to you all if you're going to the Grand, or if you're not going to the Grand. You may be smarter than us. I don't know.
If you are there, we hadn't met you, come find us.
Yes, come
We'd
find
love
us.
to meet you.
It'd be great. All right, Clark. Thanks, man.
Enjoyed it.